It was a chilly winter evening. It was also a very special night, as the afrocuck and the monocunt, after having a long-distance relationship for the last 10 years, had finally met up in person. The two had booked a hotel room to stay in for the weekend, and were having a swell time. It was during this evening that afrocuck would realize that he had lost his limited edition copy of Persona 5 Royal for the Nintendo Switch, and would storm off, leaving monocunt alone to search for his most valuable possession. Monocunt, sad and depressed that her man, that she had flown down from Canada using her e-begging money that she worked very hard for, valued a fucking video game more than her. To pass the time, she would pull out a Nintendo Switch of her own to play Persona 5 Tactica because she's got the personality of wet cardboard and wishes she was a high schooler again. A time where afrocuck actually loved her over everything. At least that's what she tells herself. 5 minutes would pass and afrocuck still hadn't returned to the room. It's at this time that the door to the room slowly opens. "Oh, afrocuck, you're back," monocunt says. However, when she looks up from the Nintendo Switch, the man she sees standing at the door is not afrocuck. Instead, a big, brolic figure standing at 6'6", with over 250 pounds of pure muscle, closes the door to the room and slowly starts moving his way towards monocunt. She would look down and realize that this god-sent Adonis was completely naked, with a phallus that makes even the biggest of dildos look like twigs in comparison. With each step forward, the big, brolic black man's meat would clap in betwixt his thighs as if to forewarn of monocunt's inevitable fate. But instead of fear or terror, monocunt's only feeling in this moment was that of excitement. Excitement at the thought of someone finally being able to satisfy her. 5 minutes would pass and the afrocuck had finally found his copy of Persona 5 Royal with the Nijima 6 mod installed and would make his way back to the hotel room to finally be with his IRL waifu. Upon returning to the room, he could hear muffled moans and the sound of clapping coming from inside. "Oh no, my queen is in danger," afrocuck thought, as he would tuck his switch away and prepare his 5'7" frame for combat against the intruder. Afrocuck had never thrown a punch before in his entire life, and had no idea of what was to come to him once he opens the door. Afrocuck slowly and gently opens the door, and the sight that beholds him is absolutely shocking. The big and brolic 6'6" gentleman has monocunt on all fours on the hotel bed with the bedsheets over her head, repeatedly giving her the most massive backshots known to man. The man would notice afrocuck standing by the door and would proceed to stare into his soul while stretching monocunt's castle walls to unseen proportions. Afrocuck can't even move. Blood is just frozen in place like a deer in headlights as his girlfriend is getting her organs rearranged by a big brolic black dude. With each thrust, a wave of pure ecstasy is coursed through monocunt's body, as there's no longer any awareness of the world around her, just that of the world currently inside of her. The man would speed up his pace, all while continuing to look into the shattered soul that was once the human being known as afrocuck. Monocunt would reciprocate, and in one final push, the man would release his seed into monocunt's fertile garden. She would collapse onto the bed in pure exhaustion, and in an act similar to an artist signing their art, the man would turn monocunt over, and with the little that was left in the tank, sign his work all across monocunt's bare chest. When the man was done, he got up, grabbed a nearby towel, wrapped it around his waist, then proceeded to go over to the stunned and destroyed afrocuck, put his hand on his shoulder, reached down, and whispered into his ear, "She's all yours now, champ," and walked out the door, never to be seen again. And like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lolcows.